You have these three pieces that, again, like they all build on each other. Your identity architecture, which is like your clarity, like you're just clarity on who you are. Then integrating that into your personal brand, which is your external expression. And then knowing how to position yourself out in the world, whether it's online or in person, networking, whatever. Then you're able to, once you have a deep, in-depth understanding of those three pieces, then you're able to leverage your story. And this is actually one of the most significant pieces of wisdom that I gained through business coaching and specifically working with Leela is not only learning a format in which to tell my story, and she taught me the hero's journey format, which is 4 parts, and it is designed to help me have clarity on my own life experiences, and really identify where I shine and what my expertise is. But it's also designed to be able to tell my story, or for you to tell your story in a way that helps you connect emotionally to the people that are meant to work with you, learn from you, buy your products or services. And so, like just a quick overview of the hero's journey. It's literally just 4 parts. The first part is your credibility. And I like to, because I have a obscure experience in professional wrestling, I like to use it as an example sometimes when I'm talking about the hero's journey format. It's like in every wrestling match, it's a formula to tell a story. And the first part of a wrestling match, again, it's always good versus evil, is the shine. It's where the good guy shines. It's the good guy's opportunity to win the favor of the audience, to get the audience emotionally invested in seeing them win and overcome the bad guy, overcome the evil, overcome the adversity. So when it comes to the first part of your hero's journey, it's your high point, it's your credibility, it's what makes people want to listen to you, want to learn from you, and want to know more about you. And then the second part is once you've expressed who you are, why you're so great, why your life is amazing, establish why people want to listen to you, then the next part of your hero's journey is your low point. But it hasn't always been this way. I went through this, this, and this. For me, it was noticing this pattern over and over and over again of feeling misaligned, not answering what I felt was the calling over my life, overworking myself, not understanding how to master my nervous system, my emotions, my emotional triggers, and feeling not confident in the way that I was expressing myself. So typically when I'm telling a version of my hero's journey, and this can be for a 60-minute keynote or a 45-minute mastermind presentation or a 90-second piece of content on Instagram, but this is about like your low point, like really what you overcame, what your biggest struggle was. And this is the part where your audience becomes so emotionally invested in your story because they see themselves in you. That's me right now. Or that's something that I've gone through repeatedly in my life and I still haven't figured out the formula of how to solve that or overcome that. So it's like your high point saying, this is who I am. These are my accomplishments. This is what makes me credible. But it hasn't always been this way. I struggled with this, this, and this, and it almost ruined my life. I felt like had zero control over my life. And then the third part of the hero's journey is your turning point. How did you turn it around? What did you do? For me, it was learning from others, from getting help outside of myself, coaches, healers, listening to podcasts, reading books that helped me expand my perception of myself and my value and seeing life in a different way, opening my heart, helping me have connection with the deepest aspect of myself, realigning me with God. So it's like, what is your turning point? What helped you turn your life around to where now you are a business owner and you're offering a transformational product or service to others? Like, what did you do to turn that around? This is like the real value. And once you're in this part of your story, people are already resonating with you and connected to you emotionally because they understand your low point, because they're either in that part of their life right now or it's a pattern that they keep repeating and don't know how to change. So you're all of a sudden offering them a lifeline saying, hey, like if this is you, this was me. This is how I turned my life around. And again, you've already showed them who you are and why you're credible. So this is the point where they're like, okay, this is someone that I might want to invest in. Again, whether it's you have a product or a service or a community that you want people to join. And then the fourth part of the hero's journey is pretty simple. It's literally just your high point again, but you've already taken them through this journey of your life. So now they're listening on a deeper level. They're emotionally connected to your story, your expertise, and what you're offering. And a big key point of knowing how to tell your story and this is like one of my most favorite parts of working with people is helping them deconstruct and then reconstruct how they tell their personal story or their life story, is you always want your turning point to be connected and related to what you sell, your offer, your product, your coaching, because that is your expertise that you gained through real life experience. And so you've qualified yourself through the way that you tell your story. And once you've mastered how to tell your story, it's like kind of a format or a way of thinking that lives in your mind. So again, you can tell it can be very useful for a 60-minute keynote, a 30-minute speech, or literally just like a 10-slide carousel post on Instagram. Like you start to understand how to integrate your story into everything that you talk about. And so there's always that deep personal connection, and then also offering that value of what turns your life around based on your life story. So to kind of wrap this all up, your identity, like really understanding your unique identity and expertise, will start to up level your income and create more opportunities for you once you really integrate your full life experience. Again, like your professional skills and also your lived experience. And then once you have the understanding, you're able to articulate your value more clearly in job interviews or potential partnerships or sales calls. And in the same line, you're able to embody your authority consistently, the way that you create content, the way that you show up when you enter a room, the way that you write your newsletter, and you're able to also position yourself very strategically. So like some examples of how this can show up, like no matter where you are or what you do, like where you are in terms of your journey as a business owner, this can help you grow your influence, like, and not just like being an influencer on social media, but your influence in real life, your ability to influence people in the things that you say and how you live your life. It can really come into play when you're refining your offers. Maybe you're elevating your pricing, or you are, creating a new coaching experience for people. It can expand your leadership. So if you're in a job and you want a raise or a better position, it's just increase your visibility in general, or elevating your positioning or scaling your business. So this content is really applicable to you no matter where you are in your journey of owning a business or expanding yourself professionally. These are just some examples of the power of knowing your identity architecture, integrating that into your personal brand, and then being able to position yourself strategically to get what you want, to make more money, to raise your prices, whatever it is that you're going after. And then the last part is, if you scan this, it will take you to my calendar. And so anybody that's on the call today or happens to catch the replay of this, I'm offering a completely complimentary strategy call. So if you're interested in this, like if you were moved in any way or that you found value in this, book a call with me, because we can spend 45 minutes or an hour clarifying your value, like your innate value, refining your positioning, and then identifying the specific leverage points that will increase your income no matter where you're at. Like we'll identify the opportunities once we clarify some of maybe some holes in the way that you present yourself or the way that you see your specific expertise. And then I'm going to also just put a link in the chat too. Here, I'll stop or I'll keep that up for a second, and then I'll put a link in the chat too that you can just click that also to take you to my calendar. So I'll put this in the chat right here.
There was such a